The Hugh Jackman Diaries.
On the set of some short film, some film school graduate schmuck and his fiancée handed me a script at the film festival for Russian movies or cartoons or blind people or something. I called them the next day and said the script was great and would love the chance to work on a project like this. Of course I didn't read it. From memory I just drew pictures of me setting Edward Norton on fire over it. Only reason I agreed to it was because I fancied the fiancée. I got a thing for ponytails, you see. The day before shooting began, I called the film school schmuck and said, "Hey, Four Eyes." The guy didn't actually wear glasses, he just seemed like a four-eyed geek. I said, "Hey, Four Eyes, I know I've said all along I'd be doing this thing for free out of the goodness of my heart, but I've done some soul searching and feel that the best thing to do would be to do it for 20 grand, but it'll still be out of the goodness of my heart." He gave some sob story of how he'd already invested everything he had into the film and didn't have another cent, and please don't do this to him now. I reminded him he probably had parents and they probably had assets, and I'm sure he's heard of a thing called eBay. The money went into my account overnight. Bought a bottle of chartreuse, drank it and showed up on set only a few hours late. The cast and crew were waiting patiently for me. Four Eyes was there. He said to get ready for the first scene. I said I'd made some changes to the first scene, and instead of me playing a dying priest in a hospital, it's going to be set on Broadway, and my character will be an all-singing, all-dancing, crime-fighting dog. I've always loved crime-fighting dogs, all that lassie shit, kick-ass, littlest hobo, what a legend. Never liked the German one though, Rex. Seriously, whoever heard of a German dog? Four Eyes said something like, "Please, please, please, no." I said he sounded like a broken record. It's going to be crime-fighting dog or nothing, and that I'd already had enough of all the politics and egos on this set and needed a break, and I'd be in my trailer. I ran into the trailer, except it wasn't a trailer, it was the toilet. Some young guy was at the urinal. I asked him if he knew where the ponytailed babe was, or any ponytailed babes. He said he didn't. He was only working as a runner on the film. I said, "I don't need your life story, just give me your credit card and phone. I need it for something important." He handed them over. I ran down the street and called up a phone sex line. A bird with a sexy voice answered. I said, "Hi, it's me, Hugh Jackman. Do you want to hear about my pecs and abs?" She sure did. I spent the next 15 minutes telling her about them. Don't tell me, chivalry's dead. Bought another bottle of chartreuse, then went to the supermarket. Couldn't be bothered walking up and down all the aisles, so I went up to an elderly couple in there and said, "Hi, it's me, Hugh Jackman. Do us a favour and fetch us a packet of barbecue shapes, and I'll meet you back here by the bananas in 2 minutes. For your trouble, I'll give you an autograph. If you got no paper, I'll sign that cheese you got in your trolley there." They walked off. 3 hours went by. They hadn't returned. I crawled under the display table with the bananas and started drinking the chartreuse. The acoustics weren't too bad down there, so I thought I'd practice my barking for the crime-fighting dog film. A little kid poked his head under the table. I stayed in character and bit his leg. Method. After a while, I called up Sandra Sully. I told her I was hanging out under the bananas in a supermarket, barking like a dog. She said, "What a coincidence," so was she. I said I felt like getting totally pomeranced. She said, so did she. On my way out of the supermarket, I grabbed the microphone at the counter to thank everyone for being good, everyday, normal people. But all I could get out before they grabbed it back off me were the words, "You love donkey's balls." I met Sandra at Margaret Pomerantz's house. The three of us polished off the chartreuse and smoked rollies. Margaret really knows how to roll the perfect cigarette. She's like a craftsman. Miniature works of art, every one of them. We watched Me in Van Helsing on DVD and passed out on the couch. I returned to the set the next afternoon, but it looked like they'd all packed up. Four Eyes was there. He'd been crying. There was an old tin of paint on the ground. I threw it all over him, laughed me ass off, then told him that show business is a tough game, but to stick with it. He was lucky, getting advice like that from a Hollywood legend like me. Hugh Jackman.
The Hugh Jackman Diaries.